God says, "My child, I see the fear rising in your heart, the racing thoughts that threaten to overwhelm you, and the urgent tension in the air. Something grave has just entered your world. The killer has arrived in your city, only minutes ago, and their target is someone you love deeply. Yet, you are not helpless, my child. Divine protection surrounds both you and your loved one. Archangel Michael stands as a vigilant shield between you and this danger, guiding your every step, every thought, and every precaution, ensuring that harm cannot reach the one you care about most. Even in the midst of terror, you must remember that fear is not your companion, faith is. Archangel Michael is working tirelessly to intercept the forces of evil before they can act. This threat, though real and terrifying, cannot succeed against the power of divine protection. God's presence is visible in every circumstance, in every pause, in every small miracle that prevents tragedy before it begins. You may not see it with your eyes, but the reality of this protection is absolute, unyielding, and intentional. If this message brings you clarity and hope, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs protection, and comment Amen. Let this be your affirmation of faith and recognition that divine guardianship is real. Now, pay attention to the signs around you. Perhaps you notice strange vehicles lingering, or shadows moving where they shouldn't be. Maybe there is an unusual feeling in the streets, or someone asking questions that seem innocent but carry a hidden intent. These are not coincidences, my child. God has allowed your awareness to pick up these details, and Archangel Michael is ensuring that you interpret them correctly to act without panic but with vigilance. Your intuition, now sharpened, is a powerful tool in recognizing and navigating the threat. Your emotions may surge as the reality hits. Shock, fear, and a sense of helplessness are natural, but God reminds you that these emotions do not define the outcome. Archangel Michael's presence strengthens your spirit, instilling calm and courage even when your mind races. The killer may have entered the city, but their plan has already been undermined by divine timing. Each step they take is under observation, and their actions cannot reach your loved one. Reflect on small, seemingly insignificant moments today, the calls that were delayed, the moments when your loved one arrived home early or changed a routine. These are not coincidences. God has orchestrated events, small and large, to protect the one at risk. Archangel Michael ensures that even the tiniest detail contributes to safety. The timing of events, the subtle disruptions that confuse the intentions of the malicious, all serve as a testament to divine intervention in your life. As you consider the potential threat, you may feel anger toward the unseen forces of evil. This is natural, my child. But God reminds you that your role is not vengeance, it is awareness, faith, and protection. Focus your energy on remaining spiritually strong, vigilant, and ready to act wisely. Archangel Michael amplifies your courage, allowing you to think clearly, anticipate danger, and maintain your calm despite the intensity of the moment. The killer may be near, but they cannot succeed against those under divine protection. Even now, there may be moments when your mind races with what-ifs. What if they find the target? What if something goes wrong? God, my child, reassures you that these scenarios are already contained within His plan. Archangel Michael's sword of protection stands between evil and the innocent, and nothing escapes divine oversight. Trust that every precaution, every act of prayer, and every moment of faith contributes to shielding your loved one. You may also notice the people around you acting strangely, perhaps unknowingly assisting the protection or unintentionally providing clues. God can work through anyone to orchestrate safety, and Archangel Michael uses circumstances and people alike to intervene. Every delayed interaction, every casual conversation, and every chance encounter can be part of the unseen web of protection that keeps harm away from your loved one. In these moments of tension, remember that your loved one is already shielded. Divine timing ensures that the killer cannot approach without encountering obstacles, distractions, or delays. Archangel Michael guides every moment, every decision, and every movement to neutralize the threat. Your role is to remain alert, calm, and spiritually grounded, understanding that fear does not control the outcome, faith does. Finally, my child, let this be a moment to anchor yourself in prayer, awareness, and trust. The presence of danger has revealed the reality of divine guardianship. God and Archangel Michael are active, present, and unwavering, keeping your loved one safe while teaching you vigilance, discernment, and faith. This is the beginning of a journey through fear toward protection, clarity, and resolution. The killer may be in the city, but the target is safe, watched over, and shielded by powers far beyond human reach. The city has grown quieter now, but don't be deceived by the silence, my child. Beneath this calm lies movement. The killer's footsteps echo through streets you once considered safe. Every turn, every corner, every light that flickers feels different tonight. Yet in the unseen, a greater power is already at work. God's hand moves ahead of danger, placing barriers the human eye cannot see. Archangel Michael walks through those same streets as a warrior of light, scanning every hidden shadow, dismantling traps before they can be triggered. You may feel the heaviness of fear pressing against your chest. Questions keep spinning in your mind. Who sent him? How did he find the city? Why now? But these questions, though painful, are not yours to carry alone. Archangel Michael whispers to your spirit, urging calm and clarity. He reminds you that the enemy's strength lies in fear, in chaos, in confusion, in distraction. The moment you surrender those feelings to God, you disarm the killer spiritually, stripping him of his unseen power. As the hours pass, pieces of the truth begin to emerge. You start noticing small details: the same unfamiliar car parked near your street twice in a row, a stranger pretending to look lost while scanning door numbers, or the subtle hum of a motorbike idling too long near your building. God is showing you these details not to terrify you, but to alert your senses. He's opening your spiritual eyes so that what was meant to be hidden is now revealed. Archangel Michael is guiding your attention to what matters most, the unseen clues that lead to protection. At this very moment, somewhere in the city, the killer is realizing that his path is blocked. His mind feels clouded, his phone signal drops, the people he expected to help him are suddenly unavailable. What he doesn't know is that Archangel Michael has already intervened, creating divine confusion in the enemy's camp. Plans that were clear minutes ago are now collapsing. The weapon of destruction has been spiritually disarmed. God ensures that the one he came to harm is hidden in plain sight, unreachable behind layers of divine defense. Inside you, emotions collide: worry, disbelief, anger, sadness. You keep thinking about your loved one, the target of this dark plan. Maybe they are unaware of the danger, going about their routine. Maybe they feel uneasy without knowing why. That unease, my child, is the whisper of God urging caution and stillness. Divine intuition works silently, creating a sense of warning that even those who do not understand it can feel. Archangel Michael strengthens that inner sense, wrapping your loved one in layers of invisible protection. Remember how earlier today something caused your loved one to delay their plans: a sudden phone call, a forgotten key, an unexpected errand? Those delays were not random. God designed them as protection points, changing the timing of events to move the target away from danger zones. When you look back, you will see how every inconvenience, every small change of routine, was part of a miraculous pattern that kept death from approaching. Still, your heart may ache. You may imagine what could happen if even one step goes wrong. That's natural, my child, but you must not dwell there. God asks you to breathe, to focus on faith rather than fear. The killer is human, his strength is limited. But the power guarding your loved one is eternal. Archangel Michael's light travels faster than any plan of evil. Each time you pray, each time you call upon divine protection, new barriers rise that block the enemy's path. Your prayer tonight is not just a request, it's a weapon. Whisper it softly or speak it loudly, but let it flow from your heart: God, protect the one I love. Send Archangel Michael before them. Confuse and bind the one who seeks harm. Let no evil succeed. Each word becomes a shield, forming a spiritual fortress that nothing can penetrate. The killer, unaware of this power, begins to lose direction. His spirit trembles without understanding why. His confidence fades into unease. The city that once seemed easy to navigate now feels like a maze he cannot escape. Meanwhile, signs of divine presence begin to manifest. The weather shifts, a sudden downpour interrupts his movements. The roads he planned to take are closed. A message meant to reveal the target's location fails to send. These are not coincidences, they are divine interventions. Archangel Michael uses the elements, timing, and even human error to intercept every evil intent. The spiritual and the physical intertwine in perfect harmony to ensure that the plan of darkness cannot bear fruit. In moments like this, my child, you begin to realize how deeply loved and protected you are. God's awareness extends into every corner of your life, every heartbeat, every breath. Nothing escapes his vision. The one who came to harm will find himself lost in confusion, his strength consumed by his own fear. You will soon see the results of this divine orchestration, not through chaos, but through the quiet certainty that evil cannot overcome light. Stay close to God in your thoughts tonight. Keep Archangel Michael's name on your lips. When you speak it with faith, it echoes through the unseen realm like a command, sending waves of light that push back darkness. The killer, sensing this power, will retreat without understanding what forces oppose him. His intent to kill will dissolve into despair and fear, leaving him spiritually paralyzed. And when the dawn breaks, my child, you will look out upon the city and feel peace. The one you love will still be safe. The danger will have passed like a storm that never touched the ground. You will remember the night when fear came to test your faith, and you will realize that faith won. God's promises were not distant words, they were living shields that stood between your loved one and death. Archangel Michael, your eternal guardian, fulfilled his duty with strength and mercy. So tonight, hold on to courage. Do not let panic steal your peace. Keep praying. Keep believing. The killer may have entered the city, but his mission will fail completely. God has already rewritten the outcome. What was planned for destruction will turn into a testimony of protection, a moment that will strengthen your faith for years to come. The night has deepened, but something has shifted, my child. The fear that once held you captive now begins to fade, replaced by an alert calm. You can almost sense it, the killer's confusion, his growing uncertainty. He entered your city with confidence, believing that his plan was invisible, but God has already dismantled his every step. Archangel Michael now walks ahead of him, clearing paths of danger for you and the one he seeks. Each breath you take, each quiet prayer that leaves your lips, strengthens that invisible barrier of light. Far from your home, the killer's frustration grows. He cannot find what he came for. The streets he memorized look different now, the addresses don't match the maps he studied. Even the people he expected to meet have vanished. These are not coincidences, they are divine diversions, placed by God to protect your loved one. Archangel Michael has blurred the lines of the enemy's understanding, turning every path of darkness into confusion. What was meant to be a swift act of violence is now tangled in delay and misdirection. Inside your heart, you still feel the echo of fear, but you also feel something stronger, a deep awareness that God is controlling the scene. It's as if a divine script is being rewritten in real time. The killer's plan once looked clear, but now it's crumbling from within. His phone battery dies at the crucial moment, his vehicle stalls without warning, his contact list mysteriously erases key numbers. These small inconveniences are actually miracles in motion, physical signs of a spiritual blockade. Archangel Michael is using even mechanical failures as tools of protection. Your loved one, unaware of the details, may have sensed a strange hesitation earlier. Maybe they felt an urge to stay indoors instead of stepping out, or perhaps an unexpected visitor delayed them just long enough to avoid crossing paths with danger. That hesitation wasn't ordinary. God whispered to their spirit, and Archangel Michael reinforced that intuition. When heaven intervenes, even hesitation becomes holy protection. And you, my child, are not alone in this. Heaven's army surrounds you, though your eyes cannot see them. Archangel Michael commands warriors of light who stand guard at unseen doors, blocking dark intentions from reaching your world. You might feel an occasional chill, a sudden stillness, or an inexplicable quiet. Those are the moments when divine forces shift around you, rearranging reality to keep harm away. God ensures that every attempt of darkness collapses before it can manifest. You begin to notice something unusual. The people who were once silent now start speaking. A stranger gives a warning. A message reaches you by accident but carries valuable information. Someone who barely knew your loved one mentions a name you've never heard before, the same name linked to the killer's plan. These are not random fragments. God is revealing truth through human voices. Archangel Michael orchestrates these revelations so that the pieces align in your understanding. Awareness is protection, and now you see clearer than ever. The city that once felt like a maze of shadows now starts to reveal its light. You realize how many layers of protection God has placed between you and danger. The killer, once sure of his power, now feels hunted himself. Every move he makes is followed by unseen eyes. Fear creeps into his own heart, a fear planted by divine justice. He senses that he is not alone, that something greater than himself is watching, tracking, and closing in. What he doesn't realize is that Archangel Michael's presence has surrounded him completely, restricting every option for escape. Meanwhile, you find peace in action. You pray more fervently, alert and wise. You double-check the doors, ensure your loved one remains indoors, and make careful choices without panic. These actions are not driven by fear but by divine guidance. God teaches you that faith and awareness go hand in hand. It is not blind trust, but spiritual partnership. Heaven moves as you move, responding to every faithful decision you make. The atmosphere shifts again. A message comes, perhaps from the authorities, or a stranger who reports suspicious activity. The killer's location becomes known. You realize that the danger is being exposed, piece by piece. The unseen protection of God is now becoming visible. Archangel Michael, who once worked silently in the background, now allows justice to take form in the physical world. The path of evil is collapsing. In this moment, my child, remember that evil often tries one final act before it breaks completely. Do not be afraid if the tension rises again briefly. It is the last gasp of something that knows it has already lost. The killer may attempt to move faster, to take one desperate step, but it will fail. God's power has already overtaken him. The light of Archangel Michael is too strong, the protection around your loved one too complete. What was meant to harm will now become a testimony of divine justice. You might notice, too, that this entire ordeal is changing you. You are no longer the same fearful person from hours ago. You've learned that danger cannot defeat the one who stands under God's covering. You've seen how prayer is not just words, it's energy, it's movement, it's power. You've felt the presence of Archangel Michael guiding you, teaching you to sense what's unseen. You've realized that every trial brings transformation, that even in terror, God is training your spirit for discernment and strength. As the night fades into dawn, you feel something break, not in fear, but in release. The tension that once filled the air is lifting. You sense that the killer's time is up. Somewhere, a knock echoes at the wrong door, his door, and the justice of God begins its work. Law enforcement, timing, divine alignment, all converge at once. You don't need to see it to know it's happening. Archangel Michael stands guard as the enemy's plan collapses completely. Your loved one remains untouched, unaware of how close danger came. Their life, once hanging in the balance, is now firmly secured under divine protection. And you, my child, are left with gratitude, not just for safety, but for awareness. You've seen how quickly darkness can appear, but also how instantly God can respond. You've witnessed divine timing operate in perfect precision. you felt fear bow before faith. Now, as the first light of morning enters your room, you whisper a quiet thank you. Thank you, God, for your protection. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for your strength. The city begins to wake, unaware of the unseen battle that just took place. But you know, heaven moved tonight. And because of it, the one who came to kill will never come near again. The first light of dawn spreads over the city, my child, and with it comes a profound sense of relief. The killer's plans have failed, his presence is no longer a threat, and your loved one remains completely safe. God's protection has been unwavering, and Archangel Michael's watchful guidance ensured that evil could not reach its target. The terror of the previous hours now begins to dissolve, replaced by gratitude, clarity, and spiritual peace. You may still feel echoes of the fear you experienced, but these are gentle reminders of the strength you possess when you walk with faith. The enemy's attempts, once bold and cunning, have collapsed completely. Every step he took was intercepted by divine timing, every plan foiled by unseen forces. You may never know the full details of the interventions that occurred, the stalled vehicles, delayed messages, the seemingly coincidental encounters, but each one played a crucial role in protecting your loved one. Archangel Michael orchestrated them with precision, ensuring that danger was deflected before it could manifest. You may also notice signs of justice beginning to unfold. Those who attempted harm are now trapped in their own webs of deception, confusion, and consequence. God's divine law ensures that no evil can act without facing correction. Archangel Michael guides the authorities, circumstances, and even human interactions to restore balance and prevent future danger. The one who intended destruction has been neutralized, not by chance, but by divine order. This is a testimony that evil cannot prevail when heaven's protection is present. Your loved one, safe and unharmed, may still be unaware of the peril that surrounded them. Yet even their instincts may have sensed divine intervention, a moment of hesitation, a subtle warning that kept them from harm. God's protection works on every level, physical and spiritual, seen and unseen. Archangel Michael's presence ensures that even unconscious awareness aligns with safety, guiding the steps of the innocent away from harm. As you reflect on the events, my child, take time to recognize your own courage. Fear may have risen within you, but you did not allow it to control your actions. Your prayers, vigilance, and trust in God were instruments of protection. Archangel Michael amplified your courage, guiding every decision with clarity and wisdom. This night was not just a test of survival, but a demonstration of the power of faith and spiritual alignment against the forces of evil. The city slowly returns to its normal rhythm, yet you carry with you a heightened awareness. You know now that darkness can arrive suddenly, but also that the light of God's protection is more immediate, more powerful, and unbreakable. Every small sign of divine intervention, the delays, the messages, the unseen obstacles, is proof that no evil plan can succeed against a person under God's care. Archangel Michael's shield remains active, a constant presence ensuring continued safety for your loved one. You may feel a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude for safety, for guidance, for the failure of evil, and for the opportunity to witness divine protection firsthand. This is a moment to anchor your spirit in faith, to acknowledge the unseen forces that have worked tirelessly to keep your loved ones safe. Let your heart rest in the knowledge that God and Archangel Michael were fully present, orchestrating every detail, even when circumstances seemed uncertain. Take a moment, my child, to reflect on the lessons learned. Vigilance, faith, prayer, and awareness are essential. Danger may approach unexpectedly, but when you walk in alignment with God and acknowledge Archangel Michael's guidance, protection is absolute. This experience strengthens your spirit, preparing you for future challenges while affirming the reality of divine intervention in your life. Now, let the energy of peace and safety fill your home. The enemy has been defeated, the threat neutralized, and your loved one remains untouched. God's justice is in motion, ensuring that the forces that sought harm will not rise again against the innocent. Archangel Michael continues to stand guard, his presence a permanent shield against any future attempts. The city moves on unaware, but you know that heaven's protection is ever present, constant, and unyielding. Finally, my child, allow your heart to open to blessings. God not only protects, but He restores, heals, and provides abundance. Your loved one's life is secure, your spirit strengthened, and your faith deepened. Health, wealth, peace, and grace are flowing into your life, replacing every fear and uncertainty with divine assurance. Archangel Michael ensures that these blessings are safeguarded, allowing you to live with confidence and joy. The night of danger is behind you, and the promise of protection, peace, and abundance stretches ahead. As you feel this overwhelming sense of safety and divine alignment, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and comment, Amen. Let this act of faith be a reminder that God's protection is real, that Archangel Michael walks with you, and that no threat can overcome the power of divine intervention. Your loved one is safe, justice has been served, and blessings are flowing freely into your life. Tonight, my child, rest in this truth: the killer's plan failed, your loved one lives under divine protection, and heaven's light will continue to guard every step of your journey. Darkness cannot stand where faith, prayer, and divine guardianship reside. You have witnessed the power of God and Archangel Michael firsthand, and this experience will forever strengthen your heart, mind, and spirit.